Hello everybody, Dark Phoenix Ninja 92 here, and welcome as I go into my system settings to turn down the sound as I'm recording this in Fraps. Welcome to something a little bit different. This is not going to be my usual fare as far as videos go. No. As you may be able to tell, we are in Skyrim Special Edition with an already existing character. And as the more eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed by now, probably, this is the vanilla game with no mods installed. This video, because it's probably just going to be one video, is going to be just me having a look at the Skyrim Special Edition Unmodded to Modded. So I'm going to record a little bit of footage of me playing around in the unmodded version, and then I'm going to exit out of the game at that point and load in all of my mods, and we will start a new character and you can look around then. But yes, I haven't played unmodded Skyrim by this point. Yeah, at this point I haven't played unmodded Skyrim for, God, I couldn't even tell you how long it's been. At least 2 years. It has been forever since I played the unmodded version of the game. And just looking around, well, for one thing, I just look at these roads and find myself thinking, how could they have put this crap in here? Because in comparison to all the mods I usually run with, these roads, and even the grass and the trees, look low quality and horrendous to me. And don't even get me started on that water. And at this point, I'm just glad that so many mods have already come out that I can use out of the list of the ones I'm so used to. There's still a ridiculous number of them that I search for them on the Nexus, and I think I wish this were here. Why isn't this here yet? So yeah, honestly, if Frostfall and Realistic Needs and Diseases hadn't been released yet, I do not think I would even be playing this game. I would just go, nope, and turn it off and decide to wait until until those mods had come out again. As we kill this wolf, who apparently decided we were dinner. And, I'm sorry, but the vanilla interface is just horrid. And while we're on the subject of interface, you saw how I looted that wolf like that? Well, those of you who've been keeping up with my Skyrim Let's Play, you'll know I use a mod called Hunterborn, which basically makes it more realistic to hunt animals and loot them, and the fact that the animals are just basically containers after you kill them now, and I can just loot them like any old bandit, that doesn't sit right with me. It's just so weird. But I'm sure they'll get Hunterborn eventually, but that's one mod that I'd really been hoping already existed when I first installed this, because I've only been playing with the Special Edition for about 2.5 weeks now, and that's not including the little while that I wasn't playing it while I was on vacation. And down you go, bandit scum. And yes, I am going to bitch a lot about things that are added by mods, which I can't get yet because Special Edition. Deal with it. There you go. And I'll have your blank book, thank you. Okay. But yes, even if we're not talking about graphics mods, I play Skyrim on the more hardcore type of thing because I am always throwing in new mods. It doesn't even have to be something that adds new stuff. That just makes someone look different even. Oh, great. I hate lightning users. I really do. Get the dagger out. And I almost died fighting a fucking bandit. I forgot how low level I was. Like, I enjoy playing Skyrim, but I don't pretend I'm good at it. Because I am not. But yeah, that might have looked like I was in a lot of danger and was close to dying, and I was, but even so, that was remarkably easy, considering the way I usually play, which I run with Frostfall, Skyrim Redone, Realistic Needs and Diseases, and Harvest Overhaul, amongst other mods. Which made that look just stupidly easy. If I'd been running that with Skyrim, that guy would have probably killed me the second I walked into the room. And I like it that way. But yeah, just the fact that so many of the mods I'm used to having in my game I can't run because they've not been released for a Special Edition yet. Kind of annoys me because these are mods that I have been running with literally since I started playing Skyrim on PC. And not only does the game look hideous, it's way too damn bright out, and worst of all, it's far too easy. Even raising the difficulty doesn't really address that, because that just makes it so your enemies will have to be hit more before they keel over dead. And that's not really the kind of thing that I'm looking for as far as challenge. I want enemies to be new and to do new and interesting things. This is not new and interesting things. This is just we are more meat shieldy than when you play on a lower difficulty, which irritates me. I don't want meat shields. I want a legitimate challenge that forces me to reassess my tactics. And raising the difficulty does not, never has, and never will give me that kind of challenge. And I am going to let this wolf out so I can murder its ass. I have rock joint, whatever. And again, I just can't get over the fact that I'm looting those animals like they're containers. I know what some people are gonna say. It's a game mechanic. I don't care. It's because of Hunterborn. I use that mod so much that I got used to it. And at this point, if it's not in the game, I think something's wrong with the game. But it does not exist for Special Edition yet, which annoys me. But now, bandit scum must die. I don't want you falling off the edge. Get your ass up again. Because I've had things like that in the past, and they really annoy me. The guy you're trying to kill to loot gets thrown off the edge. Because that's another mod I'm going to be installing, just because not having it ticks me off so damn much. The realistic ragdolls and force mod. As I don't care which way you try and justify it. Having someone thrown off a cliff because I hit them with a sword when they were at least 10 feet away from that cliff is just stupid. And it's the little things that annoy me more than anything, frankly. Okay. And that map. Ugh, don't even get me started on that. I'm sorry, but anyone who's only played unmodded Skyrim will not have the first idea about some of the things I'm complaining about, but seriously, some of the things these mods add, they're just so vital for me to be able to play the game and enjoy it. Because right now I have no mods installed, and I just can't help but cringe at some of the things not being there. It just feels so wrong. So, in a little bit we'll be stopping after I've given a good enough look around, and then I will exit the game and install all my mods, and you can see the glorious difference. I mean, we don't have everything I'd like to have installed yet, but it's still a hell of a lot better than the vanilla version is. Not that being better than vanilla's much of an achievement, mind you. And to those of you wondering if you're complaining this much, then why bother to play the Special Edition? Well, a couple of reasons. First of all, it's 64-bit, so it's a lot easier for me to have a bunch of mods installed without crashes.
Are you feeling sick? You found it. Thank you. Here, my father had a favorite sword and shield technique. Let me teach it to you.
Yes, something else I'll never use because I am playing as a mage.
I don't claim to be the best blacksmith in Whiterun. Take a look.
And now I'm going to do this while I talk, but yeah, other than the fact that it's 64-bit, I was just kind of curious because I have had the Special Edition was sitting on my Steam account for probably about a month now. I wasn't really paying attention to when it dropped, but I've had it sitting on my account for a while now, and never really did anything with it. So I'm mostly just playing it because I felt like giving it a shot. No real special reason or anything.
Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything.
Well, now I think I'm going to pause the recording for a moment. I'll see you again when I have all my mods installed. And I'm back, several months after the original recording in my time, with the modded version of the game, which anyone who looks at that should be able to tell you this thing is modded. But anyways, I am doing this in post-commentary, because reasons. Basically, I did not really want to bother with having to talk over this damn thing in the first place, for one thing. And anyways, this is just basically me talking over the original recording, and so that I could show you the modded game a little bit. And as you can probably tell, there's a rather stark difference, because I have basically at this point installed what amounts to a shitload of mods. And I'm not even joking about that. This is an insane number of mods, even for me. And that insane number of mods include rather a lot of lighting mods, for one thing. Because you will probably be able to tell this just sort of at a glance, but my game is a lot darker than the vanilla inside. And that's just the way I like it. I like things being darker and a lot harder to see and stuff, which is part of the reason why I do that. That, and I'm kind of a masochist when it comes to things like this. Also, and you should probably be aware of this right now, this recording is going to have a lot of sudden cuts in it because I'm going to chop out the footage that I feel is unnecessary, for one thing, and also I had to stop the recording a few times when I was originally doing it for personal life stuff, so you'll have to deal with that. I have a lot of mods installed, and it makes things a lot closer to what I'm used to in the original Skyrim, which is a massive number of weather mods and some stuff to just basically add a little atmosphere. Although, not everything that I'm used to having is available, so that's a bit of a problem that I'm going to have to deal with, because, for one thing, things like Hunterborn and that sort of thing are not in existence yet in this version of Skyrim, so I have to deal with not having them. But I am super glad there's at least one perk overhaul mod, because I have been playing with Skyrim Redone basically since I started playing the game on PC. So, not having any sort of overhaul is just going to be so odd. And here, you can see the difference in the lighting, though I'm not sure how much of that is down to my software's rendering, and how much of it is actually the thing, the mods. But yeah, you can see I have Ordinator Perks of Skyrim installed, for one thing, which there is an absolutely ridiculous number of perks now. In the sneak tree alone, it's absolutely insane what you can find. There's obviously the straightforward stuff like being harder to spot, but I much prefer the more interesting ones. Things like getting into locks with explosives and not making your sneak attacks more effective, that kind of thing. Of course, we've also got, and I'm not sure when I get to this, there's also the archery perks. And to be able to craft new things and such, and use your bows to do different types of damage. So, this is one of the things I just love about modding, the fact that I have so many options and I can do a bazillion different things. Backstab for more sneak attack damage. And all of these perks, they give you lots of different options, and that's the reason I like these mods. I have options. I can do things beyond just hitting someone in the head with a mace. And the perks and Ordinator perks of Skyrim, which is the mod this comes from, in case I didn't mention that, it just gives me a ton more options on how to deal with that. And you'll see, as you'll probably be able to see the descriptions of each of the perks as I'm looking at this, which is pretty nice, for one thing. I can't actually talk about each individual perk or anything, because for one thing, this isn't a review of Ordinator. For another, I can't exactly see the description very well since I'm watching this in the Sony Vegas preview window, which makes it a little bit tricky to see what is what. But it's a lot more interesting than what you get with vanilla. Things that affect your stamina and such, and you can make yourself better at archery based on your range. It's ridiculously good, and I absolutely love things like this. Just makes it a lot more interesting. And the lighting mods I especially like because you actually have to care about how well lit things are, which you'll get a better idea of in a bit, because one of the things I do later on in this video is I visit a cave that's being used as a hideout for some bandits. And you can see that's quite dark, which kind of gives the idea of the thing I'm trying to convey. But anyways, I think that's enough here. And honestly, I think the rest of the video kind of speaks for itself, so I'm going to be quiet for a good portion of it, and you'll be able to see what I'm trying to tell you from there. So, I will talk to you a bit later.
Finest cuts, fresh from the wilds.
Ripe fruit and fresh vegetables.
Be glad you're here in the city and not out in Riverwood. Those poor sods don't even have a wood.
Damn those Braymanes to oblivion. They want to back the Stormcloaks, they'll get what's coming to them.
Terrible and powerful Talos, we, your unworthy servants, give praise, for only through your grace and benevolence may we truly reach enlightenment. You have come to hear the word of Talos, because the so-called Emperor is a coward. That's right, I said coward. Oh yes, he agreed to banish the worship of Talos. Well, I call it blasphemy. But, well, let me tell you something, friend. Cyrodiil is a long way from here, and in Skyrim, we will never forsake mighty Talos. Let them come. I have no fear, for Talos is my ally, and deserve our praise he do, for we are one. need supplies? See Bellathor at his store. He's an easy little man, but he has good stock.
And I'm back. Well, I thought I could just sit this out for basically the remainder of the video and not say much, but it turns out that I still have plenty more I want to talk about. Like, for example, this. This I wanted to show off is the starting of the mod Frostfall Hypothermia, which is one of my favorite mods of all time. And it sort of displays some text here. Lost in thought, you reflect on how much the wilds had taught you and yourself over the past several days. You recall a book you once found, Revival something something, I can't really tell from the preview window. You think about some stuff, and you reach in your pack and find the Survival's Guide to Skyrim there. Has it always been there, or had thought alone summoned it? You place it, push the thought aside, and through the pages, then place it back, knowing that some things are never truly lost. That, I have to say, is one of the best ways to start a mod I have ever seen. Just, you find a book, and you literally start this mod by looking at the night sky. I absolutely love it. And of course, then, or rather, not quite then, because I have to do something first, I think. But then it basically breaks your immersion totally in every way by removing your clothes. This has to be one of my favorite mods. In terms of Skyrim, I've always been a bit of a survival junkie, so this one is so great. I really can't say enough good things about it, honestly. But yes, and now I'm going to have to pause this for a second, I think. Or actually not, but I will have to cut out some more footage, because there's not a whole lot of other things that are necessary to talk about with Frostfall, because, to be honest, it really explains itself a lot better than I could. So I don't want to spend too much time talking about it, because you should just go and experience it. And it's not something I want to chat about too much, as the experience does itself justice, I think. In any case, I'm going to pause the audio here, and I will just be back in a moment. And I'm back once again. Dear God, this is going to be a haphazard and ill-planned recording, it seems like. But anyways, as you can see, I am in this cave now, and fighting people. Which is also going to show off another neat mod I have installed, the UI one. Which, I can't remember the name, but it basically makes the UI less intrusive, and to make it fit in more. But the reason I like this is it kind of, well, let's be honest, the vanilla UI is the spawn of Satan, and I loathe it, always have, and always will. Which is the reason why, with every single time I've played Skyrim on the PC, I have always had Immersive HUD installed. But, for the reason of Skyrim script extender not being available for the special edition just yet, and not going to be available until mid to late March, provided there's no issues. Immersive HUD is not out yet for the special edition, so I had to make do with meshing together a couple of mods that make things less intrusive. Don't get me wrong, the menus still make me want to gouge my eyes out, but it's a lot better. And this cave should give you some idea of what I mean when I say lighting is super important with my modding setup, and that's how I like it, because it is fairly dark. So you really have to pay attention. It's unfortunate that Skyrim Special Edition does not yet have the thing that I am quite fond of, that being Skyrim Redone. Because, while Ordinator Perks of Skyrim is great, I prefer Skyrim Redone because it basically makes it so I can wander into a cave and get massacred by bandits who are level 30 when I'm level 2. And I like that kind of challenge, because I'm a masochist in games. This is a known fact. You probably aren't surprised by that. But yes, I do kind of miss things like that, but this should also serve as a handy showcase of some more of my mods. So, I think that's enough looking at the cave. And now we're going to skip to outside, and I will kill the bandit scum. So, just give me a moment. Alright. Our bandit friend should be dead by this point if you're hearing this. And I'm going to have to do some audio editing post, it seems. Because I was doing the editing while recording this, though you probably didn't hear me doing so. In any case, I think that'll do it for this video. Thank you very much for watching my Skyrim Special Edition modded to unmodded video. This has been a little different, something of an experiment, so let me know what you think of this, because if you liked it, I may do more stuff like this in the future. We'll have to wait and see. So, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!